Have you ever wondered why money seems to stay with some people and slip right through the fingers of others? What if I told you that one of the biggest differences isn't strategy, luck, or even hard work, but the one is how they talk to money? Florence Scovel Shinn, the brilliant metaphysical teacher from the early 1900s, said that your word is your wand. She meant that every phrase you speak plants a seed in the subconscious, which then quietly grows into the circumstances of your life. Most of us use that wand unconsciously. We speak words of worry, complaint, or self-mockery about finances, and then wonder why our bank account feels cold and distant. But there's another way, a lighter, kinder way to invite wealth, one that treats money not as a master or an enemy, but as a friend who enjoys being in your company. Today we're going to explore how to speak to money like a trusted companion, so you can open the door to prosperity with ease and warmth. Words are powerful currents. They shape the atmosphere around us, and they sink into the fertile soil of the subconscious. When you say, "I can't afford that," you're not just describing a fact, you're issuing a command. The mind accepts it and begins quietly arranging proof to match. Think about the casual phrases we toss out every day. Money burns a hole in my pocket. As soon as I get it, it's gone. I'm terrible with money. Each of these is like sending a loyal helper out into the world with a sad little mission. Find evidence that I never have enough. Florence taught that supply is connected to us through thought and speech. Speak of lack, and you tighten the channel. Speak of abundance, and you widen it. So the first step is awareness. Start noticing the soundtrack you play whenever money comes up. Are you scolding it, mocking it, treating it as a runaway? Or are you greeting it as a welcome guest who always finds a place at your table? Imagine money as a devoted friend who wants to support you. It listens to how you speak about it. When you appreciate it, even in small amounts, it feels invited to stay. When you curse or fear it, it quietly backs away. A friend likes to be acknowledged, so does money. When you open your wallet and see a few notes, you could smile and say, "Hello there, I'm glad you're here. Let's go out and create good things today." When you pay for something, bless that money as it travels out. Go do your work, make someone's life better, and come back multiplied. This isn't superstition, it's psychology meeting energy. Treating money as alive reshapes your emotional state, and your emotions guide the actions and opportunities you notice. A calm, friendly tone invites resourcefulness, while tension makes you miss doors, standing right in front of you. Florence often reminded her students, "You cannot command what you secretly resent." A warm relationship begins with respect. Keep your cash tidy, speak well of it, and watch how a new sense of ease begins to color your financial life. Before we dive in, I want you to take a quick but powerful step. Scroll down to the comments right now and type "I attract wealth." By writing it, you're planting a seed. You're telling your mind and the universe that you're ready to welcome prosperity in every form. Don't just listen, claim it as yours from the very start. Go ahead and put "I attract wealth" below, and let's begin this journey together. The next shift is to clear the old stories of resentment. Many people carry quiet anger toward money. Maybe they grew up hearing that money was the root of all evil, or that rich people were selfish. Maybe they struggled for so long that they associate money with stress and rejection. But here's the truth. Money is neutral. It takes its character from the hands that hold it. If you resent money, you train your subconscious to keep it at arm's length. If you bless it, you invite it to cooperate with your highest intentions. So whenever you catch yourself sighing about bills or grumbling over prices, pause, breathe. Soften your voice. Say, "I bless this money as it leaves. I trust it will return in perfect ways." Little by little, that gentle blessing replaces the heaviness you once felt, and spending stops feeling like loss. It starts to feel like circulation, like life moving through you. To keep this relationship alive, build small daily rituals. When you wake up, greet the idea of wealth as if it were a friend waiting at the door. Whisper, "Good morning, faithful supply. I'm glad to see you today." When you come across a coin on the street, don't just pocket it without thought. Smile, pick it up carefully, and thank it for showing up. When you receive a paycheck, an online payment, or even a gift card, pause for a second before rushing to the next task. Hold it. Say, I'm grateful you found your way to me. Let's grow together. These simple gestures keep your nervous system calm and your focus clear, allowing you to spot creative ideas and supportive people who can expand your income. It's not about pretending problems don't exist. It's about training yourself to respond to money with steadiness instead of fear. One of the most beautiful lessons Florence gave was about the rhythm of circulation. She said that supply, like breath, needs to flow. If you inhale and never exhale, you suffocate. The same is true of money. When you hold it with frozen fingers, terrified it might leave, you actually choke the stream that wants to refill your hands. But when you release it with appreciation, paying for a meal, tipping someone who helped you, giving to a cause that matters, you signal to life that you trust its return. You set wealth free to travel, gather friends, and come back with stories. Each transaction becomes a little ceremony. Thank it when it arrives, bless it when it departs. That attitude dissolves scarcity thinking and lets generosity guide your decisions. Remember, too, that money reflects the energy of the space you keep it in. A wallet stuffed with old receipts, loose coins, and crumpled bills sends a message of neglect. Taking a moment to organize your notes, smooth them out, or clear. The clutter is not about perfectionism. It's about respect. A friend who arrives at a tidy home feels welcomed. Money treated with the same courtesy is more likely to stay and bring harmony with it. Some people even place a small affirmation in their purse or on their banking app screen, something simple like, I welcome money as my ally. Each time they see it, they're reminded to keep the friendship alive. And finally, keep in mind that every relationship grows through honest conversation. Talk to money with sincerity. Thank it for what it makes possible. Tell it what you intend, that you want it to help you create, to give, to enjoy, to live freely. Speak with calm authority, like someone talking to a partner who's ready to listen. When challenges come, unexpected bills, a slow month, a risk you're unsure about, address money with steady confidence. I know you're finding the right way back to me. I trust the process. This blend of gratitude, trust, and clarity turns financial moments into opportunities for connection rather than fear. The more you practice speaking to money as a loyal companion, the more natural it becomes. One day you'll notice that you don't reach for desperate words anymore. Your speech about finances will feel light, generous, and secure, and your reality will quietly match that tone. Steady income, helpful ideas, calm decisions, and a sense of being supported instead of chased. That's the quiet magic behind Florence Scovel Shinn's teaching. Wealth doesn't answer panic. It answers friendship. Treat money like a friend and you'll find it enjoys keeping you company. Think about a morning when the sun is just coming through your curtains. Before you even reach for your phone, you pause and picture money sitting quietly at your kitchen table, waiting with a patient smile. You walk over, pour your coffee, and say, "Good morning, my friend. Today we're going to make good things happen together." You don't beg or bargain. You simply greet it, as you would greet someone who has chosen to spend the day supporting you. That small, almost playful gesture starts to soften the tension you once carried around finances. It's a way of saying, I trust you. I see you. Let's do this. Later, maybe you're standing in line at a grocery store. As you take out your card or a few bills, instead of letting a quiet worry slip into your thoughts, that old voice whispering, there goes more money, will it be enough? You shift your inner tone, you smile, and remind yourself, this money is leaving to do its job. It's feeding me, feeding the people who work to bring this food here, and it will return multiplied through fresh opportunities. You swipe the card or hand over the cash with the same calm you'd offer a trusted companion who's heading off to run an errand for you. At night, when you're home again, you might open a notebook and write a single line about your financial friend. Today, money helped me choose healthy food, gave me transport, allowed me to share a coffee with someone I love. By putting those moments on paper, you're teaching your nervous system to link money with gratitude rather than anxiety. Over time, this quiet practice changes the way you experience earning, spending, and saving. Money stops being a storm and becomes a steady breeze that moves through your life with purpose. You can even create a ritual around unexpected income, a small rebate, a found coin, an extra tip from a client. When that happens, pause for a heartbeat and whisper, "I see you, and I'm thankful." Treat every amount as proof that your friendship is alive. Some people laugh the first time they try it, because it feels unusual to thank a $5 bill. But that laughter is part of the magic. It signals that you're relaxing the old seriousness and letting warmth enter your financial story. Imagine a larger scene. You're preparing to invest in something meaningful, a course, a tool, a piece of art, maybe even a new home. Before you sign or transfer the funds, close your eyes for a second. Picture the money standing beside you, eager to support your growth. You might say inside, "We're planting you here so new good can grow. Go and prepare space for better things to come." That way, instead of fear, you send the energy of partnership along with the payment. There's also value in speaking kindly when times feel tight. Picture yourself looking at a bill that surprised you, maybe a repair or an invoice you didn't expect. Rather than collapsing into frustration, take a breath. Address the money, even if it's just in your thoughts. "I trust that you're finding your way back to cover this and more. I'm grateful that solutions are already forming." That gentle language stops the spiral of worry before it gains speed. It leaves room for clarity, creativity, and the quiet hunches that often lead to new resources. This way of talking doesn't mean you never budget or make careful plans. Friendship doesn't cancel wisdom, it enhances it. A clear spending plan becomes an agreement between you and your financial ally. "Here's how we'll work together this month. Here's what we'll save. Here's what we'll invest. Here's what we'll enjoy." Planning with respect instead of panic keeps you steady when challenges come. Even generosity takes on a new feeling when you treat money as a companion. Suppose you decide to support a friend's project or donate to a cause that matters. As you give, imagine money nodding approvingly, ready to return in fresh form. You could think, "I release you joyfully. Go lift someone else, and then come back bringing new possibilities." That attitude keeps giving light and expansive, never heavy. Every friendship grows through stories, and your story with money is written in these quiet moments. A thank you whispered over a paycheck, a blessing spoken as you pay for dinner, a calm assurance offered to yourself when numbers look thin. They may seem small, but together they build an atmosphere where prosperity can breathe. Over weeks and months, you start to notice coincidences that aren't coincidences at all. An offer you didn't expect, a new client, a sudden clarity about how to use your talents. They rise naturally from the steady ground you've prepared with your words and attitude. Picture this: a rainy afternoon, street lights just flickering on, and you're sitting by the window of a small cafe with a warm drink between your hands. A couple at the next table is arguing softly about bills. You can feel the tension in their voices, sharp, worried, resigned. You catch your own breath tightening, the old reflex to join the chorus of "it's never enough." But today you choose differently. You look down at your wallet, resting on the table, like a quiet friend, and you speak inside. "Thank you for being here with me. I bless what leaves and welcome what returns. We're safe, we're resourced, we're guided." The waiter sets down your change. You touch the notes gently and smile, as if you're shaking hands with an ally. Outside, the rain doesn't let up, but something in your chest loosens. You didn't change the weather. You changed the climate inside your life. Another day, another scene. Two sisters. Same family, same patterns handed down. We just get by. Money's a headache. Rich people are One sister repeats the script and lives inside its echo. The other decides to speak new lines. When her paycheck arrives, she whispers, "You found me. Thank you. Let's grow." When she pays rent, she blesses the roof over her head and the hands that keep the building safe. When she shops, she thanks the unseen chain of farmers, drivers, stockers, clerks. She keeps her wallet clean, her accounts tidy, her tone warm. Months pass. The first sister rolls her eyes. It's silly to talk to money. The second just keeps practicing. Then comes the shift. A referral lands. An idea turns to income. A landlord offers a better lease, and the nervousness that used to hum beneath everything starts to fade. Same house they came from. Different house they're building now. Inside their words. There's a quiet office at dusk. Laptop glow on a small business owner's face. She's about to send an invoice that makes her feel wobbly, higher than anything she's charged before. Her hand hovers. Old doubt knocks. Who do you think you are? She closes her eyes and invites money to sit across from her, a steady presence with kind eyes. Friend, she says inwardly, stand with me as I stand for my worth. Carry this invoice with confidence. Travel well, return with grace. She hits send. The surprise isn't just that the client says yes, it's that her body stays calm. She eats dinner without spiraling into what-ifs. She's learning that friendship with money is friendship with herself. See yourself at the kitchen table with a candle lit, not because you're being mystical, but because you want light to be part of this conversation. Your bills are laid out, not hidden. You hold each one and say thank you for the service you represent. I release payment in joy, and I welcome return in peace. You sign your name like a blessing. You're not pretending numbers are different. You're deciding that your energy will be different, and the numbers, they have a way of listening to that decision over time. A friend calls their car, needs a repair they didn't expect. You feel that sympathetic drop in the stomach. You could dive into anxiety with them, but you choose to be a steady shore. I'm with you, you say. Take a breath. Tell your money what you need. Bless what leaves. Invite what returns. Solutions are already forming. You can hear the air shift on the other end of the line, not because you said magic words, but because you held a field where possibility could breathe. On a Saturday, you take a walk with purpose. No headphones, just your feet and your breath. You practice a quiet rhythm. Inhale, I welcome. Exhale, I release. Inhale, I receive. Exhale, I circulate. You're teaching your body that money is not an on-off switch, it's a tide. At a crosswalk, someone drops a coin. You pick it up and place it on a bench where it catches the sun, as if to say, we see you, little messenger. You feel foolish for 1 second, and free for many more. There's a scene at your desk, late evening. You write a letter, not an email, a real letter, to money. Dear friend, I haven't always treated you well. I've spoken against you, feared you, teased you, blamed you. I'm sorry. If a person had treated me that way, I wouldn't have stayed either. I'm learning a better way. I'll bless you when you arrive and when you go. I'll consult you with respect. I'll use you for what's beautiful, helpful, and true. And if I forget, I'll return to these promises. Thank you for staying. Thank you for growing. You fold the letter and tuck it in your journal. It feels ceremonial, like setting down a bag of stones you didn't realize you were carrying. Now imagine you're at a farmer's market. You pick up fruit, smell bread fresh from the oven, laugh with a vendor about the weather. When you pay, you look them in the eye and say, thank you for your work. You mean it. The money you hand over isn't leaving you. It's going to work on your behalf, then making its way back through a dozen threads you can't see yet. You walk away nourished twice, by food and by the feeling of being part of a generous loop. Here's a scene everyone knows. Taxes. The word alone can make shoulders climb to ears, but you've decided to bless the channels that keep lights on and roads smooth, the unseen hands that make the ordinary safe. You don't romanticize it. You simply refuse to poison your own well with resentment. You say quietly, I contribute with gratitude, and new avenues of increase open to me. And because you've said it enough times with sincerity, you begin to notice those avenues, a deduction you'd missed, a smarter plan, a conversation that leads to better positioning next year. Blessing doesn't blind you, it sharpens your sight. Picture a windfall, an unexpected check, a bonus, a gift. Old reflex says, spend it fast before life takes it back. New friendship says, let's give it a name. You set aside a portion to future safety, a portion to joy, a portion to generosity, a portion to growth. As you divide, you speak to each part. Thank you for protecting. Thank you for delighting. Thank you for blessing others. Thank you for expanding. It takes 5 minutes and changes everything. Money now knows its job because you gave it one. There's a threshold that used to trigger panic. Opening the banking app, you decide to turn it into a micro-ritual. Before you tap the icon, you breathe and say, I look with love. You look, you bless. You choose one small action that is kind to future you. Move $10 to savings. Cancel a pointless subscription. Send a cheerful invoice. Each time you do, the threshold loses its teeth. You are training your nervous system to associate money with solvable movement, not static fear. Another scene unfolds at a thrift store, where you find a perfect jacket for almost nothing. Old story says, I got lucky. That never happens. New story says, I'm always in the path of provision. You thank money for making room in your life for pleasant surprises, for finding you where you are. On your way out, you put a small bill in the donation box and whisper, circulate well. It's a sentence you've come to love. A friend invites you to a dinner that feels beyond your means. Instead of a quick no colored by shame, you pause and ask money, is this ours? Sometimes the clear answer is not this one, and you decline with ease. Sometimes the answer is yes, go, and enjoy, and you accept without drama. You pay your part with warmth and bless every plate at the table. You leave full in more ways than one. Picture your younger self, small, listening at the doorway as grown-ups talk about bills in low voices. You travel back there in your imagination and kneel beside that child. Wool coyote, hey, you say. They were tired and they didn't know another way. But there is another way. Money is not the monster under the bed. It's a tool. It's a friend when you treat it like one. We're learning new words now. You take that small hand and stand together in a different room, the one with light. You add a weekly rhythm you call a money date. Not punishment, not dread. A candle, a playlist, 30 minutes. You check numbers, bless outflow, welcome inflow, make one decision your future self will thank you for, and celebrate one thing you did right. Sometimes that celebration is as simple as I didn't speak badly about money this week. That's not small. That's you choosing a new language. There's a scene in a bookstore where you buy a title that will help you grow. At checkout, you say inside, this is seed, not loss. You imagine the ideas you'll harvest because you planted this today. You walk out feeling taller, not because of spending, but because you've aligned money with meaning. Sometimes you'll notice the friendship most in the smallest, plainest moments. A walk to the mailbox, a coffee you decide to treat yourself to without guilt, a bill you send on time and bless instead of resent. These aren't dramatic gestures. They're steady signals that tell life, I'm ready to handle good things with grace. Little by little, the old tension begins to dissolve. You start to feel safe in your own skin when money is near, instead of braced against loss. You look back and see how far you've come, how different your language is, how much more space you have inside for possibility. You're no longer chasing money like a skittish bird. You're walking side by side with an ally. And then one evening, as the sun drops behind the rooftops, you sit with a cup of tea and realize the real treasure isn't only the figures in your account, it's the peace you've built around them. That calm is what allows abundance to breathe. That calm is what Florence Scovel Shinn meant when she said, your word is your wand. From here forward, every word you speak about money can be a blessing, every payment a declaration, every receipt a small celebration of trust. Keep talking to money like a friend, with warmth, with respect, with gratitude. Let that friendship guide you through challenges, through generosity, through every new level of supply. And now, if this message has resonated with you, take a moment to seal it with action. Write in the comments, I choose to be friends with money. Let the universe hear that you're ready to walk in partnership with your supply. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and tap the like button so these teachings can reach more people who are looking for a gentler, wiser way to live with prosperity. Stay close. There's so much more to explore about creating abundance through your words, your attitude, and your steady, joyful trust. Imagine a negotiation. In the past, you would have apologized for existing. Today, you listen. You breathe, you state your rate like a clear bell, and you bless the room. May this be fair and fruitful for everyone. If the answer is no, you don't collapse. You bless the no as a door closing politely, so the right door can open. Friendship with money makes you brave without being brittle. One evening you decide to transform the drawer, where receipts and coins go to disappear. You empty it, wipe it clean, place only what serves. You slip a small note inside. Wealth loves order. It's not a command to become fussy. It's an invitation to remove friction, so flow can find you. You notice how good it feels to know where things live. Money notices too. A stormy week arrives. Appliances break. A client delays. A family need calls. You sit at the table and soften your shoulders. Friend, you say to money, let's handle this together. I'm listening for the next wise step. You write a tiny list. You take one action. You bless the rest. The storm doesn't scare you the way it once did, because you are not alone with it anymore. Now a brighter scene. A project lands that lights you up and pays well. You receive it with quiet joy. You don't rush to call it luck. You call it resonance. You've been speaking this language for months, and it understands you now. You do the work with care. You send the invoice with gratitude. You thank the money when it arrives. You give some. You save some. You enjoy some. It feels normal, not flashy, steady. That steadiness is the real wealth. There's also the night ritual, simple and strong. Lights low, hand on heart, one hand resting on your wallet or phone. Thank you for today, you say. Thank you for every visible and invisible way supply moved toward me. Thank you for what left in service. Thank you for what returns in grace. While I sleep, arrange what needs arranging. You drift off inside that trust. In the morning, you wake to small confirmations. The email you'd hoped for, a yes that felt unlikely, an idea that arrives whole and helpful. You try something bold for a week. No complaining about money. Not once. When the impulse rises, you switch the line mid-sentence. I never actually, that used to be true. Now I bless what I have and welcome more. At first it feels mechanical. By day 4 it feels merciful. By day 7, it feels like coming home to a voice you recognize as your own. And through all of it runs one simple, human promise. Talk to money like a friend and keep your word. Bless every dollar in, bless every dollar out. Clean the places it lives. Ask it to help you help others. Forgive yourself quickly when you slip. Speak with warmth when you check balances. Give your plans clarity and your payments dignity. Trust that kindness compounds. Trust that respect returns. Trust that your words are shaping a life you will be proud to live. Because money, in the end, is not a judge. It's a mirror. It reflects the tone you take with it. When you speak with fear, it echoes fear. When you speak with friendship, it echoes friendship. And friendship, given time, becomes loyalty. Loyalty, given time, becomes ease. And ease, given time, becomes a quiet river running through your days, nourishing everything it touches.